Okay, just over a week until I leave, and I'm now going to do basically a test setup of all of my camping equipment, because the tent, for example, I haven't even opened it yet, so suppose I better get used to setting that up and taking it down. This is the tent, by the way, a Spinifex Conway 2-person tent. Mostly chosen because the floor plan is 2.1 meters long, and a lot of two-man tents aren't really long enough to accommodate my 192 centimeters. So that's the main reason I chose it. Bought it in Anaconda, I think it was $100, can't remember off the top of my head, but it does seem like a pretty good quality item. Okay, that's the tent out of the bag. Pretty reasonable size for a two-man. You can see it's just 2 poles. I have the corners pegged in. Shouldn't be too difficult. Inner shell is up. Now to put on the top sheet. And she's up. Pretty easy. Obviously I haven't tied the extra support ropes or anything up, but that will do the job just nicely. She has 2 exits as well, which is pretty cool. So let's try out the rest of the crap I bought. Next up, self-inflating mattress. I'm always slightly dubious about these things, but we'll see how it goes. This is, for the record, for those of you who are interested, a Mountain Designs Pro 3.8 self-inflating mat. There you go. Oh yeah. Pretty straightforward. Neighbour's dog's gone off its head. Oh yeah. I think I just have to open this valve. And I will leave that do its thing and come back and see how we get on. Actually, I'm going to put it up here on the washing line so that the dogs don't decide to commandeer it. This is Angel, Jeffrey, and Riley. They've been great help so far. Next up is this inflatable pillow, which I bought in Kmart, I think. It was like $10. Does the job just fine. So I'll go throw that in the tent now. Next, Kmart Sleeping Bag. All I'm gonna need, suitable for down to 11 degrees, which I'm unlikely to trouble in Queensland at this time of year. Even when I'm up in the hills around Stanthorpe, I am sweating bullets right now. So let's go put that in. Another impulse purchase from good old Kmart is this. It is a fan. It's also an LED light ring, and you can have both on at the same time. Handy. $10. It runs on AA batteries though, so I'll have to bring some spares. And my self-inflating mattress has inflated. Not the thickest thing in the world, but it will be just enough to do the job. Dogs are having great crack. Go on, Riley, beat him up. Yeah, boy. Let's get this in the tent. I've already got the sleeping bag in. Probably should have not put that in first. There we go. A few other things that I bought for the trip. Firstly, bought some pretty decent rain gear from, where did I buy this? Anaconda, that's it. which will be coming with me. I am almost certainly going to get some rain. The long range forecast is indicating that it's going to be wet the first couple of days of my trip, so be it. I have a first aid kit, I have a puncture repair kit, which I bought at the local AMX motorcycle store, and the best thing I think I've bought so far is this bad boy, which, just let me set it up there, is a air compressor. It's also a LED light, and it's also a power bank. It's made by a company called White's. I tell you the exact model, hang on. It's just called a White's portable tire pump and power bank. There you go. Bought this also at the local AMX store. It was, I think, 110 bucks. So if I do need to inflate my tires at any point, I just press the setting button here. You can actually press it, hang on. There we go, I have it set to PSI because that's the only thing I understand. You can actually set it to whatever you want. It's 36 PSI by default, which is handy because that's the exact tire pressure that the big Quacka takes. And then you press you press the power button, and air comes out. That could be a very useful thing in conjunction with the tire repair kit. I also just MacGyvered an adapter that plugs in here, which allows me to inflate my pillow. Forgot to mention that the air compressor charges with just a micro USB thingy. Oh, sorry, I just got a notification on my screen saying that Russia has just invaded the Ukraine. That's not ideal. Anyway, micro USB charges the air compressor, and I can use either the solar charger or the USB chargers that I'm having installed on my bike tomorrow to charge it. Perfect. So here we are. What's going to be my home for a couple of weeks. It's actually pretty comfortable. Pillow's pretty good. Ooh, I've got my light and my fan, which is actually pretty decent. I'll be able to live here for a bit. Also have the solar panel just right outside the door here, so I will be able to charge everything while I'm lying here. So at night I'll probably just be lying here and editing videos like a nerd. It's actually pretty comfortable. Pleased with it. I guess now I just have to take it all down, don't I? But it was pretty easy to set up. Won't be too big an ordeal. Not bad. Because of the solar panel and the motorcycle charger, I'll be able to free camp. Oh, hey boy, come on in. Come on in. This little man loves camping. The bloody zip on the tent bag broke. Otherwise, all went back in place without issue. I'm just going to cable tie that shut, no bother. So I reckon that's everything I'm going to need. The zip on the bag breaking's a bit of a pain in the ass, but I should be pretty comfortable out there. Everything you could reasonably want. Just put that around you. sorted. Also in the bag I have a 3-meter tarp in case the weather gets really, really bad and I have to, you know, a bit of extra protection for the tent and the bike. I also have some spare ropes, spare tent pegs, which are actually better than the ones that came with the tent, so I might actually use these. And a good lot of the stuff goes right in here. Tent and tarp go in the bottom. Get them to go in at all. Oh yeah, help if I opened the bag fully, wouldn't it? And sleeping bag and the sleeping mat go in. Bit of a tight squeeze, but all together, no major dramas. Yep, in it goes. Easy. So, camping gear, most of it goes in that bag. Perfect. So, Russia invades Ukraine. All of a sudden there's a whole load of military vehicles flying overhead. Military aircraft, I mean. Big Chinook went over a few minutes ago too. This isn't good for the old anxiety, is it? Rest of the stuff. This is a dry bag I purchased. That goes in one of the no, sorry, that's the pillow. This is the dry bag I purchased. This all goes in what will be my left-hand pannier. Rain gear goes in here. The air pump, puncture repair kit, the first aid kit, the fan, and the pillow, and the portable toolkit. Left-hand pannier, still room to spare if I need it. Not too heavy either. A little bit bulgy out the side there, but no worries. The solar panel, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put that yet, but given that it is it's got like clips and stuff in it, so I'll just cable tie it onto something. Easy. Last thing. Sweating my bloody glasses. It is really hot today. The last thing I want to, I suppose, mention is my recording setup. So this is my helmet cam. The mic is hidden in the cheek pad. It is a GoPro Hero 7 Black, which I've used this for motovlogging for the last couple of years. Works like a charm, no dramas. I have that horrible microphone adapter taped on with some very strong white tape and all of the microphone gubbins. So that's what I will be using to record on the bike. 2 spare batteries. Next up is my drone, which is again my good old reliable Dji Spark. I've had this a couple of years. Yes, I know it's not the latest, most high-tech of drones, but it does the job just fine for me. Now, I'm not the bloody BBC. I don't need the latest, greatest one. That's the remote. That's the charger for the batteries. My gimbal, which is an old DJI Osmo. I've had this a couple of years as well. Works perfectly. Charging cable plugged into the drone thing. No bother. I'll also be bringing 2 fairly hefty power banks with me as backup power. And lastly, I have my new GoPro Hero 9, which I've decided to not use as my primary recording camera. What I will do is I will keep this as, you know, for things like drones, time lapses. I'll use the drone for the drone stuff, I'd imagine. Time lapses, getting decent photos, all that sort of stuff. Pretty impressive bit of kit, this. Also, it does fit in nicely into the DJI Osmo, so I can use this as a stabilizer for that. I will be editing everything on Filmora Go on my phone, which is just a run-of-the-mill iPhone 12. I have all of the associated charging cables, etc. Bought new ones today just to be on the safe side. Also, I will be getting this double USB adapter installed onto my bike tomorrow, and it also is a volt reader and gives a air temperature reading as well. So I've just got this today. The bike is actually going in for an oil change and a once over tomorrow, so I'll just get them to throw this on while it's there. Easy. Why did I do this at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon? It's basically the hottest part of the day and I am now sweating bullets. Anyway, that's pretty much all my stuff. I know it all fits in the bags which go on the bike and don't fall off the bike. I've tested all that stuff. So there you go. If you're interested in what I'll be bringing on the trip with me, there you go. I have one pannier bag completely empty, which is where my clothes and some basic toiletries and all that will be going. Good luck.